This is Rossmann talking about that Google was listening to his conversations. Rossmann, the man. All right, let's listen to this one. It sounds so wild, it's hard to believe.
And so Google Takeout is a thing where you can download any information that Google has on you. In 2019, I lost my archive of all my YouTube videos, so I thought I'll just download them all from YouTube. And while I'm scrolling through, because it's taking forever to load one of the tabs, just out of curiosity, I'm looking at the other stuff they have on me. And most of it was kind of boring. And then I come to this one section that says transcriptions, and I go, huh? And I take a look, I click transcriptions, and I see 2019, and I see all these weird things that sounded like arguments with my girlfriend. And I was kind of confused because I actually got along with the woman I was with at the time. So why do I have these things that look like arguments? And it wasn't from 2019. My brain just kind of inserted the one there where it wasn't supposed to be. These were actually arguments from 2009, 10 years ago, because every single thing that I had ever said into my phone was being logged by Google. Not only uploaded with audio recording so I could download it and listen to angsty 19-year-old me arguing with my girlfriend, but I could also read all the transcriptions of everything that was said. Google had this feature called voice to text, which I thought was pretty cool. I had come from a BlackBerry Storm back in 2008, and I just did not want to type into a phone anymore.
I do voice to text. I don't want to type anymore. Wait a moment. Request your data? Damn it, now I kind of want to request my data. Okay, so I'm going to be real for a second. I always felt like these companies are lying, right? Because there's that thing that recently happened maybe 2 or 3 years ago with Facebook, where Facebook was like, hey, you know, like they had a Shazam clone or something that you can discover any song, but it doesn't go and use the internet. You can just discover any song and it has a classifier. And I sat there thinking, how in the world does it know of every single song ever and new songs without apparently sending data to the internet? Like that doesn't, I'm having a hard time understanding this. And this had to be like 3-4 years ago, right? I know there's fingerprinting, but the magnets, I just don't know. I just don't even get it. But how do they keep on doing that, right? And so I was very confused by this. And I realized that if you look just right in their terms of conditioning, they attempt to use your microphone at all times. And that's kind of wild, how much these companies are actually listening. And it does freak me out a bit. But I never know how much of society that you should throw away to avoid these things. I do struggle on this one. Or let's continue on this one.
I said, ever. This was very creepy because if somebody had hacked my email account, you know, usually I just delete all the emails that I have just in case something like that happens. I didn't even know this information was being logged, so I had no way to actually find it and delete it. And many people would say something along the lines of, well, you probably agreed to that. And unfortunately, let's be real, they're probably right. You know, when you install Microsoft Windows, how many people here have ever read the entire end-user license agreement?
I had a friend who read every single EULA he ever signed or ever agreed to. Every last one of them. Like literally, it would take him an entire day to get through these things. I bet it was TJ. It was not TJ. Well, Thor too. Thor does it too. And you know, not surprised when we were at Open Sauce together. When we had to sign something to go to like a special place that you were not supposed to like take any pictures of and do all this kind of stuff. One of the things we had to do was sign like an NDA, and Thor and I seemed to be the only people that stopped and was like, "Hold on, what does this have to say?" We are the only ones to be reading through what we were about to sign, and everyone seemed to be just like, "Oh yeah, I'll sign, I'll go," and it's just like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't sign something, people. Read."
Exactly. And in every YouTube comment, you'll typically see, I read the license agreement. Like, no, you don't. Just shut up. No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't. Fuck you for even like claiming that you do, the asshole. No, you don't. And, you know, this is something I remember talking about.
I say the same thing when I say people don't want technical content on YouTube. I know everyone in chat, there's going to be like 10 people in chat right now that'll be like, I wish there was deep technical content on YouTube. You don't actually do that, okay? Because none of you actually do that. You guys say you want to, but you end up watching Mr. Beast or you watch Asmongold and you say all these things. I know you say that. I know you say that. You don't. You don't actually, okay? Here's the reason why. Because deep technical content requires you to pause everything you're doing and slowly watch it over and over and over again to really understand it. You don't actually want that. No one is going to sit there for 2 days to learn this 30-minute viewing, okay? It's just not true. Because if that was the case, the views on something that's hyper technical would literally be in the millions or the tens of millions, because you'd have to do it over and over and over and over and over and over again. You know what I mean? Like, it's just lies. You guys are all lies. All lies.
A few months ago with the Sony Discovery thing. So there are people, and when you go to Sony's online content purchasing platform, it'll say purchase. It uses the word purchase. There were people that spend $15 buying something, not streaming, but buying it, and it just disappeared from their library. And if you read the end user license agreement I did on a live stream, you have to get to page 21 to read legalese that only ChatGPT can decipher if you're not a lawyer, to figure out on page 21 what you purchased is a temporary license that can be revoked at any time by Sony for no good reason. And this is something
that is pretty crazy, that you could actually buy something that they can just take away. Are all digital stores the same? The thing is I don't care about DRM. DRM is kind of shitty and it's stupid in some sense. But at least there's a moderate argument about DRM, but you should be able to buy and thus own that content in which you have it forever. It is confusing. It is confusing that you can literally buy something and then actually get nothing out of it. Or you can lose it. You pay for a license, yeah. You know, Netflix did a really kind of amazing idea, which was that you can actually have a subscription service for software that is like great for normies to have, right? Like Netflix really pioneered the normie subscription software where we can all have it, and it's fantastic. But now that everything is subscription service and you just own nothing, it's pretty annoying. It's pretty effing annoying. I am totally over subscriptions. I am completely over it, and I want nothing to do that. Blame Netflix? It could be Netflix's fault. It could be. We definitely, like, whenever like Coursera, when they started making their course platform something that you pay for a subscription service, it actually, they actually said, Coursera is doing this Netflix moment. Gyms existed forever. Yeah, gyms existed forever, but that's different, right? That's a physical place. There's been plenty of subscription-styled service things, but never in like a very consumer focused software way.
Something that I like to call EULA roofing, end user license agreement roofing, where, you know, technically you could set it, you know, I'm sure you, but like if you knew what was going on, you probably wouldn't have. With a lot of these companies, you'll see, if you're on Chevy's webpage, if you want to upgrade a new package for your wheels, you're going to have font that's this big and images and videos playing on the website to advertise that feature, but the section of their site that goes over the fact that they're selling your data to LexisNexis, which then goes to insurance companies to see every single time you've quickly accelerated, that's on page 300 of a 353 page.
By the way, they're actually using this now inside of insurance. So get this. My mom, when she renewed her insurance, they said she had to do 90 days of being monitored to determine the level of insurance they want to give her. And she didn't have to install anything to be monitored. New car. By the way, I drive a 2006 Chevy. Just would like everybody to know that I use a 2006 Chevy. A 2006 Chevy, because F that.
And this is a problem, because like I like having a decent keyboard on my phone. And the problem, has anybody here used like any one of these standard stock open source keyboards? Not the one that comes with your phone by default from Google. Have you ever like tried using the Android open source keyboard? Anybody here? Or like any soft keyboard? Like, okay, do you ever notice that you feel like you're typing drunk when you use these keyboards versus the Google keyboard? I hate to admit it, but the Google one is damn good. It's just better.
Yeah.
And so we decided.
I thought the voice dictation for Dragon was actually the best. I liked Dragon's voice dictation over Google's, but then I think Google acquired them at some point. The new Google voice dictate feature is just like, it's just wild. Got him? It's not a got him. It's actually called Dragon. No, stop it. Stop it. Dragon voice to text. It's true. Dragon Diction Professional. Okay, I know there's a lot of diction in here, okay? Dragon what? Okay, no, we're not Dragon nothing, okay? Dragon these dictions. Okay, get out of here. Get out of here. Shut up.
decided here to try and make something better. Something where instead of connecting to the internet to figure out how to memorize your typing styles, it does that using a local-based AI. And we also got a voice one that also works based on a local AI. So you can train this thing on a regular basis. It gets better as you continue using it, and you can use a firewall to not allow it to connect to the internet, and it will still work. So for instance, I could look at my phone right here, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Okay, you can't see that because I don't have a fancy PowerPoint, but it actually worked. And you can download it here and try it for yourself. And it will actually work. And the best part of this is not only
Google suppressing this image. Look, Google is even suppressing this image by putting in a fake microphone. You probably can't even capture the QR code. Look at that. YouTube doesn't want this. Yeah, I can't capture the QR code. Can't even do it. True and real. True and real. It's fake.
only does it work, but when you have Google's voice-to-text offline and this one offline, this is faster and more accurate. It inserts punctuation. When you use Google's voice-to-text, you have to say, hello, exclamation point. I heard you were...
It's not anymore that it now inserts stuff, but it's so effing annoying. I hate auto-inserting of punctuation. It's always like, hey, how are you doing? But it's like, hey, exclamation point, how are you, period, doing? And you're just like, what is this? Dude, just let me say the word period and I will tell you where the stuff is, okay? I don't use exclamation points, okay? I'm not like yelling at something. Yeah, what the fuck? Dude, I cannot tell you how many times this happens. Anyways, this stuff is concerning how much we're actually being spied on. I really don't like how this makes me feel. I don't really know what to do with it, though. I mean, it's one reason why I like using NeoVim, is that it's just one less vector of people spying on me. I kind of feel like I don't think there's an easy way to stop it from ever happening, but just having one less vector, I think, is a nice step. Something about, like, for whatever reason, I always have found Microsoft to be the biggest sham of them all, because it's the one that pretends to be nice to developers while continuously taking advantage of them, and I hate that. I just hate that so dang much. It just makes me, I just hate it, right? And so it's just like, if I can just avoid at least one small amount, I'm happier. And so I try to, like, leave my phone. I don't typically like my phone near me because I just assume that it's listening to me. I assume there's no way I can do anything. I try to do all my texting through Signal. You know, like, I have my basic stuff, but I realize that can you ever fight it? Can you ever actually get it to go away? I don't think there's a world that exists where this is going to go down, right? I think that this will only get worse and worse and worse, and I think it's going to get to the point where you can't really do it. Even people that say, like, self-hosting and all that, the problem is like, if you do any of the top-level services, right, like any .com, any .anything, all of those are still owned and can be taken down. Like, you can get blocked. The government can get in and block you at a very top-level domain style, right? Yeah, Amish, like, the Amish is really the future. If you really wish to do, like, Amish is the top, and I realize that I don't really want to get to that point. And so I just don't know what to do here. And I always feel so conflicted on, maybe I should be more intense about this, right?
We're in town, comma, so I'd like to see you. With this one, it automatically tells when it thinks that you've taken a break that's a comma versus a break that's a period. Sometimes I'll even put a semicolon in there. Further, you can actually insert things into it so that people don't know that you're using voice to text. A lot of the time, people can tell when I'm using voice to text because it gets certain things wrong. His name is Aaron, not Aaron, but most voice-to-text doesn't understand that. So I can actually add to a personal dictionary so that it understands me better based on the words that I say. It will spell my last name with 2 N's, which is more than I can say for the New Hampshire DMV, which is pretty nice. And if you try it out, again, it's a fairly affordable app.
It's called the photo.org/keyboard. I probably am gonna try this thing out. I don't even know how old this video is. All right, so this is from 6 days ago. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I actually do want to try this out. I do want to try it out because I'm looking for, if there's like an easy way to reduce one layer of getting spied on, I want to do that. No ad block. I have a moral stance against ad blocks, and I struggle with it because I want ad block to prevent spying, but I don't want ad block to block ads. And so I have a real conundrum. For those that are asking, why do I have a ad block morality stance? Let me tell you, it's very, very simple that a bunch of places, you got to remember that behind every single website, when you go to socialblade.com, there's 5, 6, 7 people that are working on this, and they have to make their money off these ads. When you block them, you're taking a dev just like you, just like me, and saying, you know what, I don't think you deserve this money. I find that to be kind of hypocritical of me, because if I want people to get paid for what they build, and I feel like they should be able to do that, then this is a problem. And so I have this really hard time reconciling the fact that I'm willing to take from other devs, but I would not want that to me. This doesn't apply to YouTube. Of course this applies to YouTube, because YouTube I'm still watching this for free. It's for free because people watch ads. If you say no more ads and you cancel all ads, YouTube does not become free anymore, okay? YouTube is a required pay to be able to use. No, I know I normally have YouTube Premium, but unfortunately, again, my credit card, the whole being taken thing, I had to reset it, and YouTube has a no grace period reset. So when my stuff, when my payment lapsed, which I'm waiting, I think I get it in today, I had 10-day wait to get my stupid card out. And so this 10-day wait, when I got it back, now I have to reset everything, and hopefully it comes in today. Hey, I'm not saying I like ads. I'm not, none of this, I hope you guys understand that I don't like ads. None of this is what I want. But at the same time, I'm also trying to work through this idea of like, what is good and what is bad. And I'm having a morality problem here. Or maybe, shall I say, an ethical problem. Maybe it's less about morality than it is about ethics. I'm not really sure. I'd have to think about it even further. And so I really like this service. I'm very happy that they give me this service for free. And I'm really happy that they give the vast majority of people who watch my content this for free by showing them ads. Because you know what? One of the reasons why I can go full time is that I get some small amount of money from YouTube. And I'm very, very, very happy about that. And so I myself make money off of ads. And so therefore I have this, again, a huge moral quandary here, which is, if I make my money off of ads, yet I am disallowing other people to make money off of ads, then I'm being very hypocritical. And so I'm struggling with this concept. Okay? And I understand some websites are very aggressive. Have you been to Geeks for Geeks? It's like they hit you with like an ad, then a pop-up ad, then another ad, and then your emails, and then ads, and then more ads, right? It sucks. I'm just trying to be as real as possible here. As I feel like it's a real moral quandary.
Application.
I would rather just avoid. I want to buy something. Like, let me buy something.
Will still work even if you don't pay for it. Alex has told me to tell all of you that this is pre-alpha because he has very high standards for himself. I personally happen to break almost anything that I touch, as Harpo and anybody else here can probably attest, and I have yet to break this, which is pretty cool. So it is technically in pre-alpha, but everything works, and in my opinion, it works better than Google's voice to text. And again, you never have to connect it to the internet. This is really useful. I could be driving and just hit a button, and I can compose an entire email without ever having to look at my phone. And it has less errors in it than Google's voice to text. So I would suggest you try it out. And also,
I'm surprised it actually has, or at least he's claiming that it has less errors than Google's voice to text, because you would just assume that Google has so much information. I would be shocked. I think he's comparing Google's offline performance. That's fair. Okay, so you might be right there. Maybe I missed the offline performance part, which could very well be true. I could be missing that offline performance part. Yes, only offline. Okay. I think it uses a local LM. Not the size. It's how you use it. Test on Scottish people. Give me the damn phone. I'm gonna make me some texts. Is that how it works? Did I do a pretty good job? That was bad? How bad was it? It sounds like Ghibli. And you can have my axe. You can have my axe.
check out Google Takeout. If you ever use Google Voice to Text, you might...
Okay, fair take. On a number... Which one's worse? Or which one's better? My Scottish accent, which, by the way, is directly modeled after Fat Bastard from Austin Powers, or my Arnold accent? Which one? Which one's worse, Arnold or Scottish? Scottish is worse? Damn. Scottish worse, hands down. Oh, no. I didn't realize it was that bad.
Just find 15-year-old arguments with your girlfriend and then that you may want to delete.
Yeah. No, I'm on. Dude, I love that he didn't even say goodbye or thank you for listening. Just leaves with 15, you know, you might just find 15-year-old arguments with your girlfriend. Bloop. Just leaves like it's a YouTube video. The man just treated an audience like YouTube. Good job. That was really, really good. That was really, really good. And I am actually really, really surprised. I normally don't like watching any sort of like ad type material because this obviously the Futo keyboard is this is clearly an ad of some kind. And no, I am not doing an ad. I'm not paid to promote this. I thought some of his arguments against Netflix were generally poorly thought out or / you didn't understand. They're ignorant in the proper sense of the word ignorant, as in he didn't have enough understanding about how this how the business actually works. But I really did like this. I really do like his general idea of like trying to be more against the grain when it comes to all this spying. And so I think I'm going to try this out. I will try this out. I'm going to get it on my phonesy and see how it goes. You know what I mean? Hopefully I like it. Hopefully it's good. I hope it's good. I always get worried. Dragon is better. I haven't used Dragon in a little bit. I've been trying to use the Google one, and it sucks. You won't try it, Manchester. Okay, well, I think I will. It's a story with a product. It's a story with a product. It is a story with the product. He always says to not trust him because he is not that knowledgeable. Well, that's good. I mean, you shouldn't trust me either. You should trust nobody. But at some point, you have to trust somebody because if you don't trust anybody, then, again, what happens? You end up having to... You have to learn when Adam met Eve for every last possible thing, which then becomes impossible. Like, it becomes impossible to do anything in society. Recursive trust. Yeah, recursive no trust. Even the government, the government always distrust. Like, there's a thing that the government said not too long ago about being quantum secure. I think it said by 2026, you need to be quantum secure, or maybe it's 27, is when the expected quantum secure stuff you should be. But how I generally take this is that when the government says to do this, it means that the government probably already had everything to break all of your RSA and all that stuff, probably by like 2023 in some sort of lab that you don't know about. That's kind of how I think about it, is that when the government tells you that something might happen in this amount of time, it means they've probably already done it well before they ever told you. Like, well before they already told. Maybe they did it in 2013. You know, they're already way past them. Because you got to remember that, you know, that stealth jet that came out a long time ago, the first ever stealth jet, and people were like, whoa, it's crazy. Like, they had this stealth jet in the 60s, and nobody knew about it until the 80s. Just like, think about how wild that is. Yeah, because it was stealth. Yeah, duh. Anyways, I just don't trust anything they say. You know what I mean? I think that's a better way to go about it. That's how I think about it. I think it's just a better way to go about it, is that you probably should just not trust the government and trust anything, and probably don't trust big tech. Anytime big tech is saying they want to be something, like, I know that right now, like in the big tech world, there's the whole Elon side of things, right? The whole Elon side of things versus, I don't know who he's versing. Google? I'm not sure who he's versing. Jack Dorsey? I don't know. Whatever the other side is, right? You know, there appears to be two sides of tech, right? Or Zuck, maybe, or Sam Altman. Here's what I think. This guy would probably be willing to spy on you, and probably does. This guy probably is willing to spy on you, and probably is. Okay? Probably neither of these two are great moral bedrocks of our civilization, okay? They probably are both glad to take any opportunity to spy on you. And so when people, when people try to do this thing where they're like, oh no, like anyone that says Sam Altman is good, Sam Altman probably has the highest chance to be the person that ruins our world. Like out of anybody that has the chance to do it, Sam Altman's probably going to be the guy that actually screws us all. Like right now, probably most dangerous person. Then maybe Elon Musk or people at Google due to search results, right? These are all very dangerous things, and people got to quit making this like these odd, stupid things. It's not that I don't trust billionaires. There's some billionaires that have nothing to do with gathering my information, but they probably also do really shady things. You know, the reality is that you should probably trust nobody that's trying to sell you something. If they're trying to sell you something, they're probably not trustworthy. The name is the Primogen.